Welcome. This is part two, and the question is, what was the technique used in Andrew's 5K to 50K demonstration in his newsletter? And the answer is as near as I can tell from looking through the documentation, there were at least two approaches. Um, and actually, I'm going to make it relatively easy for you. If you go through the docs and you have this in mind, it'll really help you understand it and help you to figure it out really easily. Okay. What he would do is he would typically use either one, the reversal approach, okay, or the pullback approach. So he's either looking to help find the reversal, or he's looking to get in on a pullback. The only time he uses a breakout is when something went haywire along the way. Okay, when prices didn't quite match his reversal or his pullback approach. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how is it possible, without going through and examining everything and stuff that Andrews did, how could he have done it using the technology in the advanced course? Simple as that. Okay, so here's what I did. This was a chart I posted on CNN, bed costs going down. Yeah. Okay. Anyhow, and this is the same chart. So first of all, remember that he would send out a newsletter on Thursdays. So let's say this is Thursday over here, this bar here. He would have Friday, which was typically a quiet day, and then Monday or Tuesday of next week to fill the orders. So when he has this much information, he can look at a chart and say, hey, I have these indicators coming in here that tell me I've got an Andrews trend reversal indication and prices are going down. And if they come up here, then I would want to sell at approximately this and this value, because I have several other things coming in that tell me this would be a good place to sell. That basis the Andrews techniques, this would be a good way to do that. And so then he'd go short and take the ride down, and he'd have a reasonably tight stop loss in there. Okay, that's how he did the pullback mode. And what I found was that for a period of a few months, he would do his demonstrations typically in pullback mode. Okay, and then other times he would do it at reversal mode, just buy and sell when they hit these lines. And so the one I read to you already is pullback mode, and the one we're going to see in a little bit is actually reversal mode. Okay, so if you do pullback mode and you're using the technology that's in the advanced course now, okay, what you do is you just take a look at this chart here, for example, and on this chart here, what we did was we listed 5 different, or you can call them setups or patterns, that we like to see in the market that typically give us an indication the market is going to reverse. And more often than not, it happens at a pullback point. Okay, so what we did was we said, okay, well, which ones are true at these points? And we said, well, over here number 1, 2, and 4 is true. Over here number 4 is true. 2 and 3 is 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. 2 and 4. 2, 3, 4. So effectively, what Andrews could have done was simply look at a chart with this much data up to this low bar here and say, okay, this is probably a reversal up here, using my standard course indicators. And if they come up to this area here, I have other indicators that will also get me in and enable you to take the ride down. Okay, just like over here, you could have easily found 1, 2, 3, and 5 and taken the ride up accordingly. Okay, I mean, see, because on this bar here, this is, let's say this is Thursday. Here's Friday. Here's Monday. Loads of time when you think about it. And that's how he was able to put in orders in advance. And not only was he able to do pullback orders in advance, but he also did the reversal orders in advance. Let's take a look at that in a moment. Well, in addition to the 3 to 10 day advance thing that he would have in his newsletter, he would also have some charts where he'd explain, well, look, if they come up to here, and during this video we'll show you, this video series, show you exactly how to calculate this kind of stuff. If they come up to here, they're set to reverse. And so he would watch it, and he would draw the lines, and he would explain what he was doing. We posted this last year in the summer on WordPress, Andrew's course site there. And sure enough, they came right to there and reversed. Hey, market was real cooperative. So he would do this, and see, this is in November. The other one I showed you was about in May, I believe. And so he would then change styles in his 5K to 50K style. Okay. Now in this one here, he only had a net gain for the week, I think, in one of them. When one position he even put down was $214, another one was $187.50. So this was not one of the spectacular weeks. Once again, per 5,000. And he shows the present positions and what has happened. And now an order is indicated, which is effectively what you read to your broker. This one's a little more complex. This one talks about turnaround lines. And if eggs fall to this turnaround line at this value here, you buy. And he talks about turnaround lines where you buy and sell. So these are a way of doing it with a reversal type style. Okay. So next question came up was, okay, well, he found these reversals, but how did he know to start trading wheat at this time, or bonds at this time, or silver at another time? And maybe even how did he select which one he was going to trade? Well, as near as I can tell, what he would do was he would look at a series of charts on a weekly basis, and he would find major reversal points. And a major reversal, let's define that for the time being as a monthly pivot you can identify, so that perhaps when you get a low here like you had here, prices went up for the next month, and the time it went, if you drew a monthly chart, when it came back down, it was below this point here. Okay, so you had going up for a month or more, and then down we go. And this is actually what happened here. So, because as I recall, the low was made in October, and this was August 9th, so you had September, October, boom, yeah. So, this is what he would do, is he'd look at the charts and find ones that were very cooperative and that had just made a monthly extreme, a monthly high or monthly low, in order to, and it was very likely to go the other way for the next month or so. Okay, that was his other criteria, as near as I could guess. Okay, let me sip some water here and we'll do a quick review. Okay, quick review. What is our source of the techniques? The answer is the massive expanded course material, discussion with Alan's, sometimes at his kitchen table, and our research. And by the way, a little side note on his kitchen table, he complained that when it came to doing things with Marischal charts, which he did for a time, that his kitchen table was much too small for the Marischal charts, which tells me that they were incredibly detailed oriented when he used the Marischal techniques. And this is something that is really cool for computers today, because as you know, you can really zero in on stuff with computers. Okay, We're going to move on, and in the next video we're going to talk about where did the median line start and a whole bunch of techniques. Okay. Oh, here, I got to go over the other stuff. What did Andrews write was best for getting nearest to a reversal point? Answer is the OR method. Why did he call it the OR method? Because he considered it golden like OR. How could Andrews have known days in advance where to place orders? Answer is by looking ahead to see specifically where these signals would be true in clusters. Okay, and he could have done this subconsciously. After a while, this happens automatically when you do geometry. So to find a large move, what did Andrews look for first? Well, the answer is specific pattern reversals, where the reversal would last for weeks, if not months. Okay, and how scarce is the expanded course? Answer is 100 in total, with the cost increasing with each one purchased. So so this is the end of part 2. We're going to leave this one here, and we're going to go on to part 3. And part 3 is going to go over how did he come up with the median line, and then we're going to take a look at how the median line can work with GAN and a whole bunch of really detailed technical stuff and techniques. Okay, so we'll see you then. Bye.